the battle for Sirte continues. It's emerged at least 16 forces loyal to government have been killed as fighting rages on in the city. At least 60 more were wounded in Tuesday's clashes. Forces loyal to the unity government have been claiming significant gains against ISIL militants. Fighting has been reported in the residential areas of Sirte. ISIL has controlled the city for more than a year now, but according to authorities, government forces have secured at least 700 neighbourhoods. ISIL's presence in Libya is the largest outside its territories in Iraq and Syria. It's believed the militants have more than 6,000 fighters in the country. And in western Libya, an explosion has been reported at an arms depot near the capital, Tripoli. At least 29 people have been killed, while dozens more wounded. The blast took place in Garibaldi. The town is located around 60 kilometers from Tripoli. Security officials say gunmen stormed the depot, which belongs to local militia. The gunmen also clashed with armed residents of the town. They were accused of looting from a grocery store. It's not clear at this stage whether the gunmen belong to any specific group. Well, let's get you more details now on those developments in Libya. Our North Africa correspondent Yasser Hakim joins us live from Cairo. Yasser, just first let's start with that explosion at the arms depot. Information still a bit sketchy at this point. Do we know anything more about who was behind this and what caused that explosion?
It's not clear yet. Investigations are still underway, but it's just a reflection of what we have warned from a couple of weeks ago when the fighting began, is that the government and the unified government, or the unity government, will have a problem in controlling the militias, even the ones that it sort of supports and the ones that are under its leadership. So this is one militia that has an arms depot in the city of Garibaldi, and the militants there are accused of looting some of the shops and houses in the area. And what we're told, that this is yet to be confirmed, is that militants from the area itself, from the residents, they attacked the depot while most of the militias were outside fighting in other areas. And it blew up. It's either because of the skirmishes, the fighting that happened between both sides, or there could have been booby traps there put by one of the groups. So the issue is, how can the unity government control these groups, the militias? They're all very well armed. Even in some cases, they have planes, jets, and helicopters, which is should be owned by armies, not just militias. So how can it be controlled so they can unify themselves against ISIL? This is a problem, and what's happened last night is just an indication of what can happen again later on.
And the difficulty of controlling these militia groups, of course, Yasser, is taking place against the backdrop of the major battle against ISIL. Just talk to us about the significance of the gains that have been made by forces allied to Libya's unity government.
It's extremely significant to break up the fortified zones in Sirte, which has been there for a year. So ISIL have been strengthening their hold on this area for a year, and it's important that they've been dismantled, sort of. The fighting now is more in the southwest area of Sirte, which is the major stronghold of ISIL outside Iraq and Syria. And at this point, it's all street fighting between both sides. There are about 5,000 to 6,000 unconfirmed number of ISIL militants. So even if they've been defeated to a large extent in their main stronghold, but they have not disappeared. It's a huge number. Many were dead, but there's still a huge number. And this number, what's left, is working now separately in different cells around the city, hiding in the homes in the area, in the residential area. Street fights, suicidal bombings has increased in the last week, because this is now their new strategy to fight the forces in Sirte, by suicide bombs, by booby traps, by bombing areas, by snipers in certain residential areas, hitting at the military or the army or the militias local to the loyal to the unity government. And even on Tuesday, that was the bloodiest day, if you can call, as long as the losses are concerned. More than 63 people dead in one day, and that was considered the bloodiest since the May, when the campaign began against ISIL by the unity government. So it is significant, but still there is a lot of work to be done. It's not over, and ISIL will not give in easily. But there is still a lot of support that is needed by the government, from the international community, especially training and giving armed support to fight ISIL, which is well equipped, well trained in this area.
I imagine that intense fighting then is set to continue. Thanks for that update, Yasser Hakim, live for us there in Cairo.